You have experience, training, talent, strength, and dreams. So what's going on? There's a gap between what you aspire to and what your clients have. Do you depend on word of mouth, or do you depend on whether the advertising worked? If you're a therapist or coach or entrepreneur, you have a business, that is, you do something freelance, for example, and you really know you know what you have to say to offer. Do you feel this gap or pain? Why? Because you don't earn what you deserve, you don't earn, and you don't have the clients you deserve. That's the pain. I want to help motivate you and provide a solution, God willing. There's something amazing here. Listen to this incredible story. Just by hearing it, you'll feel identified with it. Listen, and I'll explain why. If you haven't understood yet, that's a hint, so just listen. The famous car company Toyota in the 80s developed something amazing. A Lexus engine, the Lexus brand, that is, Toyota is the one behind it. They invested millions and millions of dollars with expert mechanics and technicians. Impressive. Why develop an engine that generates the least possible friction and really competes with the highest end cars in the world? This advertising is what makes it spectacular. Listen carefully. He puts a tower of champagne glasses on top of the car's hood. What's that? A tower of champagne glasses? They start the car and what happens? The glasses don't move, the liquid doesn't spill. That is, as you can hear and understand, the engine doesn't generate friction, so there's no vibration, so the glasses don't fall and the liquid doesn't move or spill. Impressive. So why did I tell you this story if you still don't get the hidden message? Here's something impressive. It's well known in the world of mechanics. And it's known that the less friction there is, for example, in the engine and in the whole engine system, and everything that involves the machine. In this case, a car, the engine lasts much longer. The machinery works smoothly and perfectly. That is, the less friction, the more perfect it is. And this creates spectacular results in the operation of the machine in question. Now take this message to yourself. If there is friction in your identity, in who you are, that is, if you don't really know yourself, also in the business world and in your own venture, that gets translated, and therefore it shows up in the client who will come to you or won't come to you. Therefore, there's an issue of identity here. First of all, personal identity. Above all, if you are what you sell, if you're an entrepreneur or a coach or a therapist or a freelancer, or if you have a business, you are your brand. That is, you're not one of the thousands of employees at the Toyota brand, and with all due respect to the work you might do there, obviously you are not Toyota, you are yourself who goes to work at Toyota among thousands and thousands of other employees. But when we talk about a personal venture, even if you have a business, but you are the founder, you are the owner of the business, you are your brand, and your brand will breathe, it will project what you are. Therefore, here's something impressive that comes way before brand identity. It first goes to who you are. And here I want to invite you in some way to remove what is unnecessary, to get rid of that extra friction and reach your essence. Everything else is like a range of virtues. It's like business. The playing cards are arranged in a certain way, and when you pull out one card, the others fall down like a fan. That is to say, when you truly discover your essence, all that range, those cards that follow, fall into place. All the way to your final client and even your salary, it will be reflected. So here, I want to invite you to reflect with me for a moment. How can you even reach the money you dream of, the salary you dream of, the income you dream of? And they're so far from what you really aspire to. But as I told you, this first comes down to seeing who you are. What qualities do you have? Are you an accountant or are you a coach, a therapist? Are you a business owner, entrepreneur, or freelancer? First, consider the Creator. What qualities has He given you? If you are an accountant, are you an accountant who likes to listen to people? Or are you an accountant who really Obviously, both are excellent, both the one who likes to listen to people and you. If you're more focused on numbers, that's great, but what qualities do you have? Consider it. If numbers drive you, think about that. Your quality is that you don't want your client to lose a single cent, and therefore you want to do the most perfect job possible. Or are you a designer? Are you a freelancer? What is your passion? Is your passion elbows, diagrams? Is your passion brands? What is your passion? What is your passion? You have to see that in every career, no matter what you do, you have qualities that make you unique, and that has to be reflected in your brand. It's much more than branding. As it's studied, branding is perfect. We talk about branding, but it's not just branding on the outside. That will come. But first you have to see who you are. What really sets you apart from the rest of the designers or the rest of the accountants and lawyers? You are unique. Something sets you apart. The creator made you this way. No two things are the same. Your fingerprint is unique. There never was and never will be one like yours. Likewise, your mission in this world is unique. And obviously, in the business world, it has to be reflected in the family business world. That's obvious. But now we're talking about identity, brand, about branding. But when we talk about that, you have to go much further back. First, you need to look and reflect and give yourself time to think about who you are, what qualities you have, what difficulties you have. That's also a great clue to your life's mission. What's difficult for you? If your client faces the same struggles, it's a real blessing. You can help them with more than just their brand. It's impressive. Here we see who they are, who you are, and what your brand represents. There has to be compatibility between your essence and your proposal, between your offer. So here, bringing up the example of Toyota and Lexus, we have to see how we remove friction. And when removing friction, it's basically not so much about focusing on removing, but rather finding the exact point. Who are you? And that's going to require some reflection work. Who are you? Who are you? That's the example. Think about the millions of dollars that Toyota invested to develop an engine that really generates the least possible friction. Impressive. So you first need to see who you are. Develop a personal identity, not a brand identity, way before the brand. And there, when you understand who you are, you will go with much more brilliance, with many more elements, to see what you offer, what brand you create. Remember that you are your brand. Your brand is not something separate from you, especially if you are a professional who is an entrepreneur, a coach, or a therapist. You are what you offer, and when you go to offer and understand who you are, your offer will be much more aligned, without friction, and the client will notice that. You don't have to shout it. Big brands don't announce who they are. They embody it. Consider the brands you're most passionate about and study their history. They live their essence instead of proclaiming it. I invite you to live your essence in your personal and professional life. Therefore, what I want to invite you to do, what I am doing is helping people like you. If you are a therapist, a coach, an entrepreneur, a freelancer, a professional who really feels that pain, that gap between what you dream of and what you are and what you get. Why? Because of a lack of clear identity? I hope that if this video helps you and solves things for you, that's perfect. But generally, we need help. We need someone who can help you and really be there for you. It's a process that doesn't happen in a day or an hour. It's really a process of reflection and work, of trying, of getting up and falling down. And that's what I do with my own personal brand, with what I do on social media. I also tried this and it worked, but this one worked less. So I go this way to discover who I am, what makes me unique, and what others need from me. And I try to align us with as little friction as possible. And this involves ups and downs and searching. But thank God this is what I do with my life. And I try to help people who, like me, want to make a living from what they have to offer the world and who know that people need what they have to give. Surely you have a lot to give. And so I invite you to be part of this process so that really at the end of the process you can say, now I'm ready. I am my business, I am my brand, I offer who I truly am and I give my best. And my client is happy with what they receive. And the price I set is the right and fair price for what I offer. And I don't say it with shame or looking down. I say it with joy because I know what I have to offer is valuable and my client is happy because I truly help them. That is my dream for you. So in some way, in this process, what we do is define your brand, define who you are, what you have to offer as a unique differentiator that no one else can offer like you. Develop a very specific offer based on who you are and who your client is. And then see how to communicate what you have to offer. And there, God willing, if you speak Spanish, you can easily reach the entire Spanish-speaking world through social media. It's impressive. You can see on my social media that thankfully people from all over the world watch me. Of course, they speak Spanish. And it's truly spectacular. From a local microphone, you can go to a global, worldwide microphone. It's impressive.